Hi everyone, it's Debbie with Mystery Quilts Anonymous, and we are working on Family is Everything. Firstly, I want to thank you so much for sewing with me to pass the time while our daughter and her children are away. I wanted to show you what you should have done so far. We did this one in block one, the first set of blocks. This, the main part of this block is called Twin Sisters, but because I didn't use Twin Sisters, I felt it was quite heavy because these blocks are colored blocks in Twin Sisters, and this is just one solid strip here. I worked with one of my testers and we brainstormed and came up with this one. So we're going to call this one Twisted Sisters instead of Twin Sisters because it's twisted and because it was, I guess, inspired by Twin Sisters. So this is Twisted Sisters. This is the second set of blocks that we did here. There, and down at the bottom. So this is the actual layout as well. This one is called School Girls Puzzle. I have heard it by other names as well, but that's just the one I chose, Schoolgirls Puzzle, because of course we are homeschooling our grandchildren. I chose the Twisted Sister because our children, especially our girls, and I look a lot alike, and we get mistaked for twins a lot rather than, you know, mom and kids. But anyway, so that's why I chose that one. Chose that one because we're homeschooling our children. This next one that I'm going to be working on is called the Entwined Star. My love of stars was the first, I guess, inspiration for this one. And the fact that it is entwined like a family really hit home as well. So let's go to the cutting table and I'm going to pull this apart for you and show you how we did this. Okay, in your blocks, I tell you to cut. I'm actually going to pull that out so I can see what I told you to cut. I told you to cut some 5 1/4 inch squares, and these are going to be for this section right here. Okay, so we're going to take our dark number 2 and our background color, 5 1/4 inch squares, and we're going to make those right sides together. This is really simple. We are going to, sorry, that one is not lined up properly. That's better. We are going to open the blade and then cut these on both diagonals. There's one diagonal. Sorry, I'm going to push the camera guy out of the way. And the second diagonal. So we're going to do all of the blocks like that. And then I stack mine up like this because this is how we're going to put them through the sewing machine. We're going to start at the top corner and stitch down with your light always on top. That way your light and dark are always in the correct place. Staying on this same block, I'm going to show you, because this block and this block are different, I'm going to show you how to do this piece right here. Okay, this is also very easy, and I promise when I say it's easy, it is easy. I tried to make it as easy as I could for you. All right, you're going to take your 2-inch strips and you're just going to make a strip set. It really doesn't matter whether you have the dark on top or the light on top, this being the top, this being the bottom. It doesn't really matter because it's going to work out in the end anyway. The most tricky part of this is, I'm going to just get this piece of paper so you can see what I did. I actually put some tape on the back of my Omni-Grid. You can also use, this is Fons and Porter's half and quarter ruler, I believe it's called. This is the companion angle. The companion is just like it makes a block an inch bigger, so it was just a bit harder for me to work with, so I chose that one. And you want your tape, I don't know if you can see this, you probably can't. Okay, we didn't need 3.5, which is down here, and I didn't need 3 1/4. I needed halfway in between. So if I lay that on that one, you can see that I covered my 3.5 inch line, but I didn't go all the way up to my 3 1/4 inch line. So it's halfway in between. And mine has little dashes sewing things out at the side. And so I just laid it on the middle one of those like stitch marks, and that made it easy. So it's basically 3 3/8 is basically what it is. If you want to eyeball it, you can. I just didn't want to eyeball it because there are so many to cut. And then I just laid that tape on the bottom. The hardest bit is going through your seam. Okay, so there's one. And there's the other one. Now, if you find that these are just a tad on the large side, if you've cut them a bit large, you may need to just trim them down a little tiny bit if you want. And then in that case, mine are right, but in that case, I would lay it on one side and trim up the other side if you had to. And so there, because we kept this laying the same way, you can just keep going and get both of your blocks. It truly is easy. Then from there, let's go to the machine and I will show you how to do these other ones. Sorry, should have had this already. All right. With this part, remember I told you you're just going to got the wrong one in to show you. I ask you to put it in with the square on top. Sorry, I have to pick my slipper off. I'm a barefooted driver. So you are going to start at the top and go down, and when it comes out of the machine, I trim off the corner and press it toward the dark. Then we're going to take, sorry, to finish those off like this. This one is right here, and those should match up perfectly as well. Those triangles should be exactly the same size. And the other one, sorry, that's this one. There we go. Okay, I have to take a side note here, and you have to look at my dog. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. She wants up on her daddy's knee. So that's how we created these blocks. Okay, so that we need 4, 2 each way for each block. So that's how to put those together. Now that center, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 each way. This one is super duper duper easy. It's just a square with it. This is a 4 1/2. This is a 2 1/2. Okay, and you stitch. I stitched just on this side of the line so that when I iron it and flip it back, I've taken into account the crease, I guess. And we need 2 of our medium 1 and 2 of our medium 2 to do that. Center block is a square and a square. So I've done 3 sides of this. So we have 2 medium 1s and 2 medium 2s. So I've sewed the 2 medium 1s on here and the medium 1 of the medium 2s there. And then we finish up. Okay, I do this. It might be a little bit more time consuming for you. I would rather it be a little bit more perfect, I guess. So I finger press that in the center. Then I get my triangle and make sure that its right sides are out. And I put a little finger press in there. And then if I did it the correct way, then those little finger press places just sit right inside of each other. And then we just stitch down through there. And that's how we get the center. I'll just do one more of those. Finger press. Finger press. Stitch. From there, I simply, for this one, I just trim off that edge and it's ready to go after I press it. For these, you should have come out right on your seam allowance, so you should be able to just take your corners off, press this, and you have the center block as well. Now, let's go to the ironing board and I'll show you how to lay all these out. I'm already over there. I like to lay that there because if I don't, I might get things in the wrong place. Because we have 2 of these going in each direction and 2 of these going in each direction, I always want to make sure that the colors meet up and that the background color I've chosen is always on the outsides of the block. I usually start at the top and put the opposite one. So these 2 are exactly alike. So I'm going to put one on the top and one on the bottom. And then these 2 are exactly alike. So these are my side ones. The center is pretty easy. You're just going to match the darker color and the lighter color. So those are going to touch. These 4 corners, that's where the trickiness comes in because you want them in the correct place. So you're kind of making a ziggy-zag entwined kind of thing here. So this is already made. So we're just going to put this here. So that means I need a dark one over here. This isn't dark, I'm sorry. This is medium 2. This is medium 1. So I'm going to take that one and go opposite in that corner and opposite that one in that corner. Just remember that everything basically is opposite itself. When it's finished, when you sew this together, I actually press these the wrong way so that that seam would nest, so that I could get sharp points where I wanted my sharp points. You will have a bit of bulk in these 4 spots. I'm just warning you in advance. I pressed away, but the bulk is still there. So if you sort out a way to get rid of that bulk, please let me know. But there is some bulk there, like maybe trim the seam allowance closer, I don't know. So, but I'm going to use some spray on there to see if I can make that go flat. Again, this is the Entwined Star. The next one we're going to do is a curved block and some straight blocks with the paper dolls. So that is where we're going to applique. So I'm excited for that. Y'all are going to help me with that one. Thanks. Have a great day.